Hi guys, welcome to filmmaking session. I hope you are doing good, and I'm sure my film lectures are very helpful to you to develop your filmmaking skills, and I hope that you are putting into experimentations. Fine. In my previous video I discussed about color psychology. I really stuck with you. I hope you enjoy the video, and today first of all I request you all to be safe from corona. Okay. And these days you may think the total film industry has been stuck with corona and the total film production has been stopped. Of course it is true, but I'm damn sure we'll be back with the filmmakings. So today for these filmmaking sessions, what I decided to make a lecture which is more comfortable to do a film in your hall room, in your place, and with social distancing. Yeah, it's iPhone filmmaking. Yeah, I could feel some of you people saying that, yeah, I know about iPhone filmmaking. I already have iPhone film and I have done some stuffs. If that is true, kindly share your stuffs. We can see how it has worked out. Okay, fine. See, many of us own iPhone and many of us have done some videos and hope we have enjoyed that. But still then, this film lecture is particularly towards professional filmmaking. Have you ever wondered then we can make a commercial film? I can give you some examples. A wonderful example, Unseen. It's a film done by Steven Soderbergh, the guy who made the film Ocean 11 and Contagion. This guy did a great thing doing a movie just with the iPhone camera. So I really enjoy the movie. He has done a phenomenal thing in that movie. In no part of the movie you can feel that it has been done with the iPhone. Entire visualization, entire choreography, entire concept, it was really choreographed. So it made me to think, why can't we make feature films in iPhones? So I started digging into the depth. See, we all have iPhone, maybe Android phones, and some of the Android phones also really good in filmmaking, especially OnePlus series and Samsung Galaxy S series. They're also good in making films, but still iPhones are more good enough. So this is a series of videos, series of lectures. Kindly follow all the lectures. Really will be having some funful session with demo videos and some experimentation with iPhones. Okay, fine. So here, today's session, I'm going to list some of the things which is more important in iPhone. Okay, mostly all the Android phones, they give a video output in a format of MP4. But do you know that iPhone is the only camera which gives a format in MOV? Yes, iPhone records the video and coded the video in MOV format. What is MOV? Let's look into the MOV.
MOV video file format. MOV is a video file format designed by Apple, and they are very popular in video content production platform ensuring higher quality video. It's comfortable to work with post-processing platform. Though most of the Android phones produced only MP4 video, iPhone video ensures with MOV video file.
Okay, and I also like to tell you that here what I got is a 5D Mark III camera. It's a professional DSLR camera incorporated with movie making videos. This professional filmmaking camera, this is also recording the video in MOV format. Isn't it wonderful? That means you're going to have some professional level of codecs in your iPhones. This is one of the prime thing which makes iPhone more suitable for filmmaking, which means that it is going to give some extra data from ordinary Android phones. Fine. Let us step to the second thing. In video cameras, scanning process is more important. Mostly we have got two types of scanning. It is interlace scanning and progressive scanning. In television you see we scan the videos in interlace process. But interlace is a process which is going to reduce the resolution and it has to be it is going to be written in broadcast. But whereas in movie production we prefer progressive scanning. You see, once again, DSLRs and motion picture cameras, they have progressive scanning inbuilt in this camera. Here when it comes to iPhone, this iPhone also has the same progressive scanning, providing more quality, which is much more suitable for film production, and you can feel this quality in post production and in digital intermediate. So this is one of the advantage why we choose iPhone SE. Of course, some of the Android phones did once again progressive scanning, But the problem is most of the Android phones, they got integrated scanning, which means it is not too progressive, it is processed in the programming. So when you want to make a movie, be sure whether it's an Android or any other phones, it has to be a true progressive scanning kit. Okay, let's come to the sensor size. It has got a 1/3 inch of a size. Do you know most of the video cameras, they do have the same sensor size. So this is once again quite equivalent to the professional quality, where you can have a good visualization while you are filming a content. Next thing is resolution. Here in iPhones, right from iPhone SE, the Apple people, they incorporated 4K resolution, which is more amazing because for theater content, it is very much essential to shoot the content in 4K, and it has to be reframed or it has to be downsized to 2K for theater release. So it is nice thing that iPhone right from SE it has got 4K resolution. And another thing, the FPS. We'll discuss this FPS once again in the next video. We'll move on to the next content. Coming to the next factor, the color processing in iPhones is quite natural. Most of the Android phones, they want to entertain their audience. What they do know, they do some color correction and modification right within the shoot itself. So the final product which you get is a kind of polished version, which is colored version of the original video. But in filmmaking, we try to shoot it in RAW. That means we try to shoot it in true colors, whereas we try to create the new colors in the post-production according to the content of the movie. So this iPhone, it gives a true color reproduction. I'll show some demos and samples of the video, both with comparison with Samsung and iPhones. Is one of the important thing why people prefer iPhones in filmmaking rather than Android phones. Okay guys, are you sure enough to shoot your movie in iPhone? Yes. Now I'll discuss some of the features which is common to other Android phones also, and which is also essential part of the filmmaking, that is focus locking and exposure locking. This is one of the main element in filmmaking because mostly we try to dramatize a scene or a content by fixing the lock and fixing the exposure. By fixing the exposure, you can make sure that the middle value, that is gamma value, is not going to change throughout the scene. That is an essential part in movie making. I'll show a demonstration in my next video. So next thing is the post-production process. We mostly rely upon color correction process. So these footages, rather, it can be color corrected within iPhone itself. Now once again, we can compare the color correction process with the iPhone and other Android phones. Most of the Android phones, they give a color correction thing, but the specialty in iPhone is these color correction can be directly correlated to filmmaking. That means, let me give an example. We use a software called as DaVinci Resolve for color correction. If you're going to do a color correction in DaVinci Resolve, the same color correction can be imported to iPhone just within app itself. So the iPhone gives more provision to import some apps. Of course, they are paid apps only, but it's not going to cut your budget or make your budget big. It's a limited investment. These editing apps and post-production apps give a more professional freedom to you. For example, in Android phones, it is highly possible to import LUTs. LUTs are lookup tables which has got a configuration of colors to be imported in your footage. But in an iPhone, you can bring a LUT from DaVinci Resolve or any other professional softwares straightly into your iPhones. I'll give demonstration about this thing in my later videos. One of the important aspects with iPhone is it provides you the capacity to shoot in log. So what is log? It is a deconstructed contrast value. Technically, it says that we can capture more colors when you shoot it in log. So this iPhone mobiles right from SE, you can import apps. Once again, it is done in apps, which provide you the possibility to shoot in log so that you can get more colors from your videos. Fine, coming to the last part, but not the least part, the very important part is the lens. See, you got a lens over here. Okay, this is around 4 mm lens. This lens equivalency of 35 mm movie camera is around 29 mm. So what's the specialty is, this 29 mm focal length is quite equivalent to the eye's focal length. That means our eye's focal length is ranging from 18 to 22 mm. Just the focal length of this lens is 29 mm, which is quite closer to the eye's focal length. So you see, the visualization process is going to be more beautiful. The perception which you are watching a normal content is going to be shot in the same camera. You don't believe that most of the filmmakers, they want to shoot their content only with a single focal length. For example, let me give a series of movies. My favorite movie is Bottle Rocket. The complete movie is shot in just with a 29 mm lens. The cinematographer did not use any other lens. And mostly Wes Anderson movies use only a specific lens. It will be either 29 mm or 40 mm or 18 mm. And you don't believe that the most famous movie Birdman, that has been also shot only with a single focal length. So just check into the thing. Is it going to be good or bad? Filmmakers know, and particularly film students, when they come into the institute, they are very eager about the zoom lenses. They'll ask me, come on sir, when you are going to practice with zoom lenses, when we should use zoom lenses? Because it's a kind of nonsense which is provided in the lens. But do you know that while telling a story through a visual medium, the zoom lens disturbs the subjectiveness of storytelling, which means that the zoom lens will give an illusion of optical presence. When there is an optical presence in your storytelling, it greatly disturbs your storytelling. So many people, they prefer to shoot their complete movie or a complete scene or a complete sequence just with a single lens. So once again, this iPhone lens can be more suitably used when you devise the content according to the usage. Final thing is, these mobile cameras are more biological. Today you see many people doing blogs or video contents just by holding the camera before their face. So it gives a subjectiveness very close to the narrator. So this is one of the major things in storytelling with the iPhone. We'll discuss more about the thing, how to use the iPhones, because you cannot shoot a normal commercial content with the iPhone thing. You should make sure what kind of content is going to be shot with iPhone, because iPhone is kind of a minimalist equipment for a filmmaker. Rather, can you think of Robo 2 or Robo 3 to be shot with iPhone? Definitely not, because those kind of movies need some technical aesthetics. So we have to be very sure what type of content we have to be cautious to be shot in iPhones. But still then, if you are sure enough, you can make a good movie, and it can be shot in, it can be screened in Cannes or international film festivals, and there are specific film festivals to telecast your movie shot only in iPhone. I'll give some of the descriptions and links over in my description, and in my future videos I'll discuss with you how to shoot it more technically for a professional filmmaking, not for amateur filmmaking, and how it can be used for commercialization process. So finally, I would like to share your content also. If you are able to give some content through iPhones or your Android phones, kindly update in YouTube and send me the link. It can be of any narration, maybe a story or about a movie or anything else which has impressed you a lot. Kindly share your contents. Only then we can understand more about your point of view and my point of view. Fine. Hope you enjoy the session. This is my first part of my lecture in iPhone filmmaking. Please wait for the next part of the lectures. We'll meet you soon. So till then, enjoy filmmaking, have fun, and explore the filmmaking tactics. Until then, it's Livingston taking a break from you. Bye.